Hello, Randy Bergen from Busy Bee Kindergarten. Some of you have seen my small group video from the beginning of the year where we're using papers like this to work on letter names and letter sounds. I change this up every week to include new letters we've learned. This is from the 7th week of school. So we've learned probably 12 lowercase and capital letters. So we name the letters, then we say the sounds. Down here we blend a vowel and a consonant together. And some of you have seen the clues that I give kids. So for example, on am, I will give them the clue of scream and put your lips together. And so they look at these letters and they say am. So ip, I might give the clue of pull your corners back and popcorn, and they'll go ip. So I just do that kind of naturally because those are the things we talk about during whole group phonics when we're reviewing all the letters we've learned. But some of you have realized that those clues are really helpful to the kids instead of just trying to recall the letter sound with no clue whatsoever. No body action, no reminder of the picture on the alphabet card. So you've asked, hey, can you tell us what all your letter clues are? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, okay? So this is my capital A card. I do have the apple. We go like this, capital A, lowercase a, apple. And since it does resemble a screaming mouth and kind of sound like a scream, I just tell the kids it's the screaming letter. It really helps them to not slip into an sound, kind of a lazy way of saying the short A sound. Short A has that big open mouth, so apple. So I will say scream, okay? This one, I typically say soft lips, even though we go bounce your ball. I always want them doing the soft lips like this, b instead of ba. So soft lips is the clue. They're kind of weird, but it's just sort of developed organically without a plan and seems to be working. Okay, this one is cat with claws. And so this is more of a body language clue. I just go like this with my claws and it reminds them. Dog. On this one, we pretend that we are holding and petting a small dog. And I do this intentionally. I talk about we need to really slow down here and be calm with animals. Animals need to trust us. So we're kind of like capital D, lowercase d. Dog. I don't know if it's because I was raised on a farm and I realize that a lot of these kids aren't around animals, but I always am trying to teach them when I can that we need to be very calm and nice to animals and they need to trust us. So I pull that in there. Okay, now a lot of people are like, I see this a lot and hear this a lot. I need a short E card that doesn't have an elephant or an egg on it because those don't work. So I don't mind the elephant at all. And it's because I teach short E through the grandma story, which you'll see somewhere. Not right now, but maybe you've seen it. Anyway, it's the story of this grandma who can't hear very well and she's always going, ah. And so this is how my kids remember the short E sound. And I also tell them that it can be a flapping elephant ear. So the elephant is not an issue in our class. And the clue when kids are trying to blend these words that have a short E sound, all I have to do is say grandma. And they will get their hand up here and say, ah. So I really like the grandma. Okay, this is teeth on the lip. Top teeth on bottom lip. For G, we say capital G, lowercase g, goat in my throat. So the sound, of course, is way down here, and it has a rhyming word. And then after we learn TH, they also can really emphasize that when we say goat in my throat. So I will say down in your throat. Okay, this we say capital H, lowercase h, hand. This is sign language for H. So all I have to do is tell them it's the breathing letter, and they'll go. Capital I, lowercase I, inch. So I have them put their thumb and their pointer finger about an inch apart. We talk about this. We say this is about an inch long. And I always say don't really touch your mouth because we don't want kids touching anything on their face. And so also, all I have to do for the clue for this is say corners back. So this, I always say pull your corners back like you're smiling. And for the clue, it's just corners back. Okay. Capital J, lowercase j, jump. I don't know what my clue is on this. We haven't come across it yet, and kids usually remember this letter, but I might say the jumping letter. Okay. Capital K, lowercase k, kite. We act like we're flying a kite. I do talk about flying kites for those kids who have no idea what a kite is and have never flown one. The thing with these alphabet picture cards is you want some kind of a body action to help them remember it, or a mouth action, really get them thinking about their mouth. For this, we do capital L, lowercase l, lemon. We make a really sour looking face, like we just tasted something sour. When I introduce this letter, we'll often bring in a lemon so that kids understand what the word sour means and how it makes you pucker up. Capital M, lowercase m, mittens. So it's lips together is the clue. We used to go like this and make the mittens, actually like this, and make a letter M with mittens, but I have found it's much more important and beneficial to get them to point to their lips and realize that their lips are together for this sound. Capital N, lowercase n, nest. So my clue would just be this. And then when kids are reading, I'll see them go like this to remind themselves. Capital O, lowercase o, octopus. So all I have to do is say great big circle mouth or circle mouth. Capital P, lowercase p, popcorn. Again, it's a real quiet sound. I do add this in so they don't get it confused with our other quiet lips of b, b, p, p. So usually the clue is more of the fingers, the popping popcorn. Capital Q, lowercase q, question mark? We do this all the time when we're learning about punctuation. We do it when we're reading books. We do it when our weekly theme is questions and question words. So the clue is just this body language, shoulders up, hands up, voice up for a question mark. Capital R, lowercase r, rainbow. If they're stuck on that sound, I just have to do this little waving motion to them, which is the shape of a rainbow, and they'll pick up the sound. Capital S, lowercase s, sun. They don't tend to think about the hissing as much as go like this to remind themselves. Capital T, lowercase t, we talk about how our tongue, how we can feel our tongue on the back of our teeth for t, 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 and then at the end they get to stick their tongue out for fun. So we just go capital T, lowercase t, 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 tongue. And it's really important to tell them no sounds when you stick your tongue out. We don't want them going like this, because then they're throwing an M sound in there. Capital U, lowercase u, umbrella. It is the sound that you would make if someone punched you in the stomach. So this is our motion. Capital V, lowercase v, volcano. So first they make the V and then they can do the volcano motion. So I'll just go like this and they tend to remember the volcano. Capital W, lowercase w, watermelon. So we make a W and then we eat our watermelon. Capital X, lowercase x. Axe, axe. I love that I found this picture when I made these cards because it's axes that are together in the shape of an X. So again, I just need to go like this. They'll think about the axes. Kids usually associate the letter Y with yellow if you teach color words. So that's why I have the yellow crayon on here. Capital Y, lowercase y, yellow. All I need to do is say, think about yellow. Capital Z, lowercase z, zipper. So again, if kids were reading, these are some clues I give them. Now I'm starting to wean them off the clues at week 7 because they're starting to learn these. But I want to ingrain those clues into them so then when they're reading independently and trying to sound out some words, they can apply these on their own. So for am, I would say scream and put your lips together. Am. For I'll say pull your corners back and popcorn. Ip. For ought, I'll say big circle mouth and feel your tongue. Ought. For ebb, I'll say grandma and soft lips. Ebb. For us, it's punch your tummy and hiss. Us. For at, it's scream and feel your tongue. At. For is, it's pull your corners back and zip it. Is. For ob, it's a big circle mouth and quiet lips. Ob. Okay, so these are kind of the same down here, just different combinations. So you kind of get how it works. I don't think you have to teach kids to blend in that way, and I'm sure no phonics program that you may have to use does it that way, but I just have found that it works really well, and I will see the kids going through these motions when they're trying it on their own, and of course have seen it in past years where they're using the letter clues that I've taught them during whole group phonics all the time during reading and writing. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. On this video, you're going to see me using some of the sound clues, the body actions and the mouth actions to help kids blend these sounds together. You'll see they're getting pretty good at blending 2 sounds. This is the first time we've ever tried blending 3 sounds, but I wanted to give the kids a chance to do that today. This week, just to see who is ready to move into that. We did not do this at all, so don't be alarmed when you see this at the end of September. My class definitely is not doing that, so I ended up cutting that off before I sent it home because I don't want the parents to try to have their kids do that and get frustrated with it. There's Bela. Thank you. Savannah, you're welcome. Ellie, Carter, Abram, and Jocelyn. We're going to skip our name writing today because we did that yesterday. No, we're going to skip it, okay? Now, we're going to be working on blending these sounds together, right? As always, I will give you some clues, okay? So, can everybody point to the first one? It's a lot on our paper this time, but I think you can do it. Very nice, okay? Okay, listen closely to me. Then we'll do it together. We're going to go circle mouth and lips together. Here we go. Beautiful reading, okay? Love how you use the clues. Touch your next one. It looks like the screaming, and then feel your tongue on your teeth. Ready?
It's like at school.
Yes, we are at school. You are correct, okay? Look at this one. It looks like we're going to pull our corners back and then get our claws ready. Here we go. It's kind of like you taste something and it's not very good. You might say ick. Yeah, okay? All right, look at this. Punch your tummy and have some popcorn. One more time. Up. up.
It's like you're up in the air.
Point up in the air.
Like,
Good. Jocelyn, come on.
like
Good.
you're up in the airport. My grandma, she moved to a different apartment and she went on an airplane.
Up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this one, please. Okay, we're going to do grandma and then soft lips. Here we go. Listen to me this time. Ab. Did you hear my soft lips?
It sounded-
One more time. Ab. Good. Payson and Mariah, make sure you're on task over there. Not talking, okay? All right, look at this one, please. Point, Bela. We got to do a circle mouth and then hissing. Here we go. Os. Is that a real word? Os? No. They don't have to be real words. You do not need markers. You're cutting today. No coloring today, just cutting. Okay? All right, next one. Ready? Carter, waiting for you to point to it. We're going to scream and zip it. Here we go. You guys, such good reading, okay? All right, last one in this row. It looks like corners back and pet your dog. Here we go. Id. One more time. Id. You're putting a nest sound in there. Listen, honey. Id. Ready? Everybody. Id. Id. That's a hard one, okay? All right, let's do a couple more. Let's go right here. Ready? No, please go away. I'm busy teaching. Talk to the people over there. You don't need to tell me about it. Here we go. We're going to punch our tummy and make a nest. Ready? Perfect. This one. Grandma, teeth. Ready? Okay. Oh my gosh. What's happening here, Jocelyn?
3 letters.
3 letters and 3 sounds. Is it going to be challenging?
Yeah.
Yes. What does challenging mean?
Means hard, but we can do it.
Hard, but we can do it, okay? So, let's give it a try, okay?
Why are you using all
Raven, can you whisper?
Why are you
Thank
using
you.
all the papers?
It's just easier for me to hold. Okay, here we go. It looks like, Jocelyn, looks like rainbow, circle mouth, teeth. Here we go.
It's like
Don't let your food rot, right?
because if your food is rotten, then it will be gross.
Yeah, it's gross. It could make you sick. So that's why we keep our food in the refrigerator and we don't keep it forever, do we? All right, right here. Look at this one, please. It is claws and screaming and soft lips. Here we go. Cab. Cab. It's like a taxi cab. It's a car that will come and give you a ride if your car is broken down.
Guess what?
Let's do a couple more before we say anything, okay? All right, here we go. We're going to zip it. And we're going to do grandma and lips together. Let me say that faster. Zip, grandma, lips together.
Why is the E tipping?
Zip, grandma, lips together. Ready? Zem. Good. All right. Breathe. Corners. Soft lips. Ready? Now breathe again. Him. Last, 2 more. Here we go. Hiss. Punch your tummy. Pet your dog. Ready? Sud. one. Is this one going to be easier? Only 2 sounds. We can do it. Corners and nest. Ready? Beautiful.
It's like in school.
We are in school. Now, kids, I'm going to take my camera down. You're going to find your favorite one, and I will make a video of you trying it by yourself. Camera on. Okay, can you read your favorite one to me? Say it fast. Oh, good job on your sounds. This is how we say it fast, okay? You went like this. Z, M. Then we come over here and we say our Z again. Zem. Okay, good job saying those sounds. No, pick a different one than her. Why don't you pick one up here?
I got this
Okay,
one.
all right, here goes Savannah. Oops, you did lips together. Can you hiss right here, please? Hiss. Do you remember what hissing is? Try again. Good girl. Oh, so good. All right, what are you gonna try? Uh-huh. Can you go one more time and make your sounds a little bit louder so we can hear them on the camera? Such good reading. Okay, mister. That's a rainbow. Rot. Rot. Remember when you talked about don't let the food rot? Okay. 1 minute, just a minute. Red table. Red table. You're too loud for me. Thank you.
Sad.
Oh, good reading. I love how you made the dog sound over there. Okay.
Nest.
Okay, let's try that one more time, but we need to hook these together, okay? Pull your corners back. Don't put a space between the sounds. Go like this. In. You do it. Start with this. In. In. Where's your nest? You gotta show me the nest. Go again. In. Okay. I like how you're pulling your corners back, but then you need to make a nest with your hands. Go again. In. Watch me, please. In. By yourself. No, by yourself, honey. Pull your corners back. Good. In. Like we are in school. Once upon a time, there was an old grandma. She was so old. Her back was bent over like this. She had to walk with a cane. She was so old, her eyes barely worked. Some days she forgot her glasses. She couldn't even see. She was so old, she could hardly hear. But she loved the children. Anytime she saw a child, she would say, "What's your name?"
Mariah.
I can't hear you.
Mariah.
Did you say Mariah? Oh, Mariah, it's nice to meet you. You're so cute.
Can you do it to me?
I'll do you another day. Now listen, kids. What does the grandma say when she can't hear? Now try it again. She says, yep. And when we go like this is also kind of like an elephant ear, isn't it? Because it's our elephant letter. It's E. Ready? Let's do the sound again. Elephant. Very nice job listening. Very nice job listening to the grandma story. Some of you have asked for the little clues that I put on the back of these letter cards when I'm doing letter name interventions with my lowest students. So I'm going to show you all of those today, and I'll just show you the lowercase. They're going to be out of order because I pulled these from one of my students' boxes of letter cards, and I don't want to mix up the letters she already knows with the ones she doesn't. So for B, of course, being Busy Bee Kindergarten, we just have a B on the back. O, most kids know O. In fact, it's very rare that they don't, but this particular student is still getting stuck on O. So I'm having her say, oh, that's easy. I has an I on the back. E has a mouse, which might seem weird, but what I teach the kids is, what do you say when a mouse runs across the floor? And they say, E! So just that jumping and acting like they're startled really helps them to remember that this is an E. By the way, I forgot to mention, what I do with these clues. So when I'm presenting kids with these letters, I'll just lay them down on the table. And I do want them to think first before they peek at the clue if they need to. But if they need to, they can flip it over and look at the clue. So it makes it less threatening because they know that there is a little bit of support on the back for them if they're having trouble recalling the name of the letter. U, we do this. U. So I have the pointing finger on the back. Z is a bug flying around going zzz. I make sure in my classroom that I don't say that a bee is flying around because then they might accidentally call that letter B. For the letter A, I always tell them to just start singing. The clue says sing the song. Usually I'll just say sing, and they'll say A, B, C, D. We sing the alphabet song every day, so they know it. And so eventually I'll say stop right after they say A. And it helps them remember that this is just the first letter in the alphabet, so it's the first letter in the song. M has M&Ms on the back. T has a teacup, and so if they get stuck after they've seen the cue a few times, all I have to do is say, drink it. And so they love to learn this clue. They don't like to let go of it because it's very fun for us to put our pinky up and drink our tea together. For C, in our classroom, the letter formation cue is called make a C, because we use it for so many letters, make a C up, down for the A, make a C up really high, down for D, make a C up, down with a hook for G, make a C, close it up perfectly for O. So the clue is just make a, and then they'll say C, make a C. For R, we have the pirate on the back, another one. They want to always kind of act like they don't know this letter so that they can go R. And of course I let them do it because we want this to be fun. L has a funny drawing of an arm with an arrow pointing to the elbow. Now for a long time this particular student was saying shoulder, so she's still learning her body parts, but she knows what an elbow is now, and she also knows the letter L. For Y, I have the kids put their arms in the shape of a Y and say, why can't I remember this letter? And so eventually I just see them going like this and they'll say Y. They love H. On here I have a big capital A and then the CH sound, and so I teach them to say A and then make a sneezing sound. H. They love that clue, love to overdo it. P, this is on our picture alphabet card on the wall, so it's just p, p, popcorn sounds like p, p, P. If they aren't ready to make that connection between a beginning sound and the letter name, I will say to them, what do you do in the bathroom? And of course, they like that clue too, but I try not to use that one unless absolutely necessary. Okay, so for letter F, I have a fish, but you can't, of course, say fish sounds like F. I mean, that one just doesn't work. So I don't know if you've seen me do the grandma story for the short E sound, but I will include it in this video. But the grandma story is a quick story about a grandma who can't hear, and she's always going, ah, ah, for the E sound. So not only is the grandma story great for teaching short E, which is a hard sound, but I start to use it on letter names. So once kids know who grandma is, all I have to do is say grandma, and they'll go like this, eh? This is going to sound weird, but it works. So for this, the clue is grandma teeth. So they go like this, eh? And teeth means put your teeth on your top lip, or sorry, on your bottom lip. So it's grandma, eh, teeth. And then they just learn to go like this, F, F. This is for kids who really can't, for the life of them, remember the name of the letter. That simple hand motion will get them to that point. J, I have a jar on the back, but usually I have a student in the classroom who starts with a J, and so we'll just say something like J, J. Jackson sounds like J, J, and then they say the letter name. Q, what a cute letter. So if they get stuck on it, I'll say, oh, what a cute letter. And then they'll kind of go cute, cute. Oh yeah, Q. K, I have a key. Also, well, this one can be kind of hard. Key sounds like K, because the key and the K are very similar sounding. So again, if I have a student who starts with a K, it's much easier to go like this. K, or sorry, Kaylee sounds like K. Okay, now on this letter is another time when I use grandma. So I'll say grandma hiss to the kids, which sounds like a very bizarre clue to give a student, but they know what it means. It means s. Do the grandma sound and then just start hissing, s. And so when kids, again, are just on the brink of learning this, I'll see them go S. We have a volcano for V. Volcano sounds like V. That's another fun one to do with arms. Volcano sounds like V. They can stop right here and make the V. W. This one is a good if you have a student who starts with a W. For example, last year we had a Wyatt in our class, and everyone knew he had W because W is just such a fun letter for us to make. Down, up, down, up. So everyone loved that Wyatt started with a W. If you don't have a W, then for you, we go U. So on this one, I'll just remind them that it's double U. So there's going to be two U's, U, double U. So two pointing, like we point on the U. My kids do know what double means because when kids have double letters in their names, we call those doubles, and they're fascinated with doubles, and it really gets them looking around their environment for double letters. So we talk about that. The clue for this one is G. That's a hard letter. Most kids don't know what G means as an interjection. So it takes a while to teach that, but after they get it, they sure do like to say that. Gee, that's a hard letter. I don't have a clue for X. Most kids know it. On the back of N, I have an envelope with a little N stuck inside of it. Lots of kids don't know what an envelope is. If they don't, I'll get out a real envelope and show it to them first. They do want to call it mail sometimes, but again, they learn a little bit of vocabulary and they learn to say envelope. Oh, it's an N. On the back of D, we have our dog that looks just like our dog on our picture alphabet. And I teach them to say dog, sounds like D. So those are those. There's nothing magical about these clues. It's just that they're there. They work for me. They work for my class year after year. You could use any clues. You could use clues that, go more with your picture alphabet or with your phonics program if you have one. But just play around with it. Start trying some of these out and see what works for your kids, because as you maybe saw on our letter ID data, our kids who came in knowing very few letters, fewer than 6, now know quite a few after just 7 weeks of school. So it was fun to watch the growth. Thanks. Also, I do have the exact same clues on the back of the capital letters. I only showed the lowercase, but when I'm doing the letter name interventions, I try to teach the capital and the lowercase at about the same time. I start with the letters in their name. So at the beginning, I only do the letters in their name. So it's the capital letter and then all lowercase. And then after they're starting to get a little bit better and having a base of letter names, then I try to bring in the lowercase and the capital at the same time. They've seen enough whole group phonics at that point that they know there's 2 letters that have the same name. So, and also a lot of people ask me, where do you get those little cards? Because they really are a nice size. And I want to show you the box that I keep them in. So it's these kind of little boxes that you can get at Target sometime when school supplies are out. So the letters that are rubber banded are the one that the student knows, and then the loose ones are all the ones that she doesn't know. So I always just grab the rubber banded stack and go through these. And when I say she knows them, she knows most of these. There's a couple that maybe I added in just recently that she kind of knows. So I want to get her solid on this entire stack before I add in a few more. And then I keep, I'm not going to show it, but I keep the student's name right here taped on the top with a sticky note. And I have 9 of these boxes going right now because I work with 9 students. But anyway, back to those small letter cards. A lot of people ask if I sell those, and I don't. I don't really sell products, but some of those cards are left over from an old reading program we had years ago where I threw out almost everything, but I kept the letter cards. And I also use these slippery blank playing cards. It doesn't take long to write the letters on them. They're from eaieducation.com. I've also used the clay cards, I think they're called. A box of clay cards that you can buy on Amazon, and they're not slippery, but they do, I think they still slip and deal fairly easily. You don't want cards that stick together. It's just time consuming and kind of frustrating and annoying. Oh, and one more thing. People often ask me, where did you get your alphabet cards? So these I actually do have available. I made these after 30 years of teaching and having all kinds of picture alphabets. I finally just made my own because I know exactly how I want them to look. I know the size I want them to be to hang on my wall, and I know what picture clues I want. I know what works. I know what font I want them in, just all kinds of things. I know I want blue for consonants and red for vowels, so that it matches the magnetic letters. I don't use magnetic letters that often to teach, but I do use them a little bit during interventions and to practice nonsense CVC words. So I want them to match the way the letters look on the wall. So anyway, I will have links for you somewhere, or you can just email me and ask if I'll share my picture alphabet with you. It's a Google Doc, it's free, and if you save your own copy, you could edit it. You know, you could take out the elephant or whatever you don't like and put in your own pictures, especially if you need it to match up with some other materials that you're using. So anyway, that's it.